What if I told you the same HiWay lesson that saved my life in a Wyoming blizzard could reignite the fire in your business? Stick with me for the next few minutes because this story changed everything for me, and it might just change everything for you too. As you may know, I spent many years of my career selling fire trucks and commercial vehicles. For years, I was a traveling salesman driving over 40,000 miles a year. I was visiting fire stations across 4 states, and during all those hours on the road, I always had a personal development tape or CD playing. That's actually where I learned about success, on the HiWay. But there was this one day that changed my entire perspective on what success really means. I was driving through a snowstorm in Wyoming. I was delivering a truck that I sold to a customer in Nevada. Visibility was terrible. The winds were howling, and I remember I'd been driving for hours listening to Earl Nightingale's The Strangest Secret. Suddenly, a massive gust of wind hit the giant truck and spun me completely around in the middle of the freeway. I'm talking about taking a full 360. My heart was pounding as I slowly brought the big truck to a stop. I got out in that blizzard. No one else was in sight. I inspected that truck top to bottom. Miraculously, no damage. And I was okay. I was shaken, but not hurt. But I stood there in that storm. Something hit me harder than that wind gust had. I realized that success wasn't about reaching a destination. It was about slowing down to understand who I was becoming through every difficult mile. Every challenge on that HiWay wasn't just about building my sales territory or my sales. It was about building my career. And you know what? I see the same thing happening with entrepreneurs I work with today. These are business owners who've been at it for over 5 years, and they've lost that fire they started with. They're overwhelmed, stuck, and desperately wanting to reignite that original dream. But here's what I notice. When they lose their vision, they get fixated on doing mundane tasks, keeping busy, working more hours, doing things that don't actually help them progress. Their goals shift from, I want freedom and time to do what I love, to, I just need $10,000 to pay the bills this month. Sound familiar? The truth is, their current busyness is actually moving them further from their goals, not closer. Just like I had to slow down on that blizzard to understand what was really happening, they need to slow down to reconnect with their true path to success. That's why I created what I call the HiWay to Success. Because success isn't a destination, it's a journey. Earl Nightingale said it best. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or a worthy ideal. This program starts with something I call Navigator Launchpad. It's like having a virtual coach in your pocket. My clients use it during their morning quiet time, or maybe at lunchtime when they're out on a walk, away from the chaos of their business. They can be honest and vulnerable with Navigator in ways that they might not be with their spouse or even their business partner. Once we get those breakthroughs, once they start seeing that their busyness is actually the problem, not the solution, then we can move into building real personal development and finding actual solutions to those business challenges. The result? They break through their revenue plateaus and they feel excited about their business again while working way fewer hours. Look, if you're one of those entrepreneurs who's lost your original fire if you're working harder but not getting ahead, if you want to get back to building the business and the life you actually dreamed of, I want to help you. I'm launching the Founders Edition of Navigator Launchpad in September. This is a one-time early access opportunity before it goes public. Instead of the regular $297, founders get in for just $97. I'm limiting this 4-week program to only 25 early adopters who will have direct access to me weekly in live calls. You'll actually shape the program with your feedback. And here's my promise. If you show up and don't feel any real change happening, I'll refund every penny you've paid. Head over to navigatorlaunchpad.com. navigatorlaunchpad.com right now to secure your spot in the Founders Group. Remember, success is a journey, not a destination. The question is, are you ready to get back on the right highway? This is Jeff Mays. I'm your success coach, and I'll see you on the highway to success.